Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. As you can see by the title, we are doing our May reset, and this is kind of going to be a combination of a reset and a get it all done, because in this particular month I have today, which is Sunday, May 1st actually, that I'm filming this, but we have the entire day to just get things done. The girls stayed the night at my sister's last night, so we just have River. Anthony's here with me all day, and we have just so much opportunity, and this doesn't happen very often. So I want to tackle some of the things that have been on my mind lately, and then at the end of this is when I will sit down and go over my goals for April, how that went, and then what my goals for May are as well. Here is the magical get stuff done list that we are going to tackle. I want to bathe the dogs and clip their nails. I want to finish all of the laundry, which I'm getting close, so there's not going to be too much of that in this video, but a little bit. The girls have a dance recital in June, and I'm kind of helping out by typing out a breakdown of the classes and per class which costume they need, what their makeup should look like, when they need to show up, and all that stuff to make it easier for everybody. So I want to get that done. Anthony and I need to do our May budget meeting. We've had some major money going out the last couple weeks with car repairs, and so we just need to kind of reset and see where we're at. I'm going to film the May reset, which I'm doing right now, and can check that off soon. And then I want to clean out the fridge, and then I want to do the stairs pictures. We've had picture frames up on the walls in our stairs for over a year with the pictures ready to go in them, and I need to just like put them in there because it drives me crazy every time I walk up and down our stairs, to be honest. Okay, so as you just saw last night, I did some of these things after we got home from dropping the girls off. I did bathe and clip the dog's nails, and then I did the recital breakdown. So we can check those two things off, and I made progress on laundry, but that's not completely done yet. So now we have the rest of these things to tackle. Okay, this is what we're working with to start the fridge. This is like almost embarrassing. We just shoved all the groceries in there because we were in a hurry yesterday morning, and man, I mean, really it's the top part that's the worst, honestly. The rest of it's pretty organized, but as you can see down here, there was a spill, so I'm gonna have to take all this out and clean it. It was right there as well, so I'm just gonna like take everything out, organize it, deep clean it, get rid of the garbage, and go from there. The door is actually pretty good. There might be one or two things that need thrown out, but I'll just kind of take that, wipe it down real quick, and put everything back nicely. So let's go with this.
So you're the fire, you're the flare, you're the song inside my head, and I will taste every note. Feels so good when you're in my head. And you're the fire, you're the flare, you're the song inside my head, and I will taste every note. Feels so good when you're in my head. And it's the road I figured and the curves I've been living, the flag I'm given, a signal. Pick me up, pick me up again. Come on, pick me up. inside my head. And I will taste every note. Feels so good when you're in my head.
Give me a reason to get out of bed. I need a minute to think, or maybe two. 'Cause yesterday I lost control and said some things I felt that you should know. I need a day to clear my mind and leave it all behind. It's gonna be okay, no matter come what may. I'm gonna set things straight tomorrow. I let my worries fade, let them sweep away. There'll be another day tomorrow.
Okay, we have finished. Thanks to the help of Anthony, this went way, way, way faster than I thought it was going to. And I'm so mad that it took us this long to do this. Are you excited that it's done, babe? Mm-hmm. It'll be fun to look at these as we go downstairs. So let's go check that off the list. And then we'll go down and do the budget meeting and finish this to-do list up. I didn't put any cash on hand because I feel like the cash that we have is already allocated to something, whether it's the car repair or some type of honeymoon something, even if it's just a night close by or in Seattle or something. I feel like it's all earmarked for something already. So it kind of is pointless to put it on here, you know? Yeah. But we can always like after we pay for our car repair, we can see what's left.
What's left over.
And like, I mean, at this point, we really just need to decide what our honeymoon's gonna look like. And then $300 I budgeted for eating out, which is more than normal, but we have competition weekend and Mother's Day weekend.
Right.
And so I figured, and the end of the month is Memorial Day weekend, which we were gonna
we should bump that to $350.
We'll put $40 into our pet care fund. I feel like we need to keep putting this in there because, like, obviously we have to buy food occasionally, but like when the end of life stuff happens for them, like we need to have that sitting there.
Yeah, one will happen way sooner, way longer after the other one.
150 into our homeschool fund because this is the month I will be buying the curriculum for next year, so that might actually need to be higher. I already have some of it. Okay, it is time to talk about my goals for April and how those went, and then set my goals for May. And if you're hoping for a super motivational, yes, I got everything done, that this is not going to be it. I don't think I've had a month yet where I have accomplished all of my goals, but we're still early in the year, so I'm still feeling confident that we will get there. But I have this paper here that has all my goals on it, so I will just quickly go through April. My health and personal growth goals were together, and that was to address my mental block with eating. I'm not going to get into this because I've talked about this in other videos. I will link them, but the long story short is that I know what I should be eating. I have a diagnosis that I should be listening to and taking seriously, and I'll find myself eating things just because it's like a habit almost, not even necessarily because I want them or crave them. So I just wanted to take April to like really figure out what was going on there and what I can do to correct that. I wouldn't say I reached this goal. I started the month saying like I didn't know how that was gonna look. I didn't know what that was gonna mean to reach that goal. So I did figure out what I would like to do during April. I found a couple resources online that I thought about doing, like some courses, but ultimately I think I'm gonna start with some reading and just kind of see if I can get through it with like just some personal self-help type books that are geared towards that category. So the book that I am going to read, which is my May goal, so this is goal number 1 for May, is Eat to Love by Jenna Hollenstein, a mindful guide to transforming your relationship with food, body, and life. And she is a nutritionist, so she has the know-how and the knowledge for this, and this book is not like a diet book or how to eat clean or what nutrients you should be getting. It's more of a mindset type thing, which is definitely what I need. And I've been looking up a lot of different books that I could do, so I'm going to start with this one. I ordered it on Amazon, and I'm excited to read that in the month of May. So that is my May goal for health and personal growth, and how the April goal went. For business, I wanted to reach out to 3 more companies for sponsorship in April. I actually didn't reach out to any. April was a hectic month, and I always hesitate to explain why something didn't happen. I don't feel the need to explain everything. Like for myself, I'm not trying to defend things that happened or like make excuses. I don't want it to sound like I'm making excuses, because I'm not. Like, I'm fine. Like, what happens and what didn't happen, I'm moving on and looking forward. But just like to explain to you guys, obviously you weren't here every day, so you don't know everything that happened in our life, but the kids took like turns being sick. We had a dance convention weekend that basically takes a whole week to prepare for in between all of that, and we were gone the whole weekend for that. So it just was like a really hectic month, and I kind of was in like get through it mode, if that makes sense. So I actually didn't reach out to any companies, but one company did reach out to me, and it's a company I had never heard about before, and I'm now a brand ambassador for them. I'm not going to mention it yet because I haven't received the product. It should be here this week, and I'm going to like obviously make sure I like it first and make sure that it's something I would recommend to you guys. I'm not going to recommend it to you if it's something that I actually don't like or doesn't work well for our family. So stay tuned for that. Possibly be mentioning that in a month or so. So that was my business goal for April. For May, my business goal, it's on the back here, is to consistently upload 2 times a week. I've struggled with that a little bit in April, and there's been a couple weeks with only 1 video. Last week there wasn't a single video, and that's a whole nother story, but I just want to be consistent and upload twice a week. I aim for Tuesdays and Fridays, but sometimes it's like a Wednesday or a Saturday instead. So 2 a week is my goal, and I just want to get back to consistency with that. So that's business. And then financial, the goal in April was to save $500, and this definitely didn't happen. So we have an 07 SUV, and so we don't want car payments. It's not something that we want to do. It's not a smart financial choice to do that. And so it worked fine, a reliable car, and we're fine with it. It works for our family. It's big enough. So it's pretty old, but we had been smelling fuel from it, and it needed an oil change as well. So I brought it in to get an oil change and asked them to do a diagnostic, just to do a once over and check out everything. And it turns out that the whole fuel pump module assembly needs replaced because it's cracked and leaking, which is extremely dangerous to be driving around like that, because one spark is all it takes, especially with the temperatures getting warmer now. So we had to get that whole thing replaced, and it was just under $2,400, which was a not fun amount to have to pay. So that happened, and then about a week later, the muffler on Anthony's car, which is even older than the SUV, decided to fall off his car, and we had to get that replaced. So that was another almost $400. So saving $500 definitely didn't happen, but it was stuff outside of our control. That was the reason why. But my financial goal for May is I want to make a 5-year plan, like a financial plan with Anthony. We are pretty good at the day-to-day budgeting. We sit down, like you just saw in this video, kind of do a budget meeting when something big happens, like what's happened this past month. We do a big reset and go over everything and how it's changed. But we haven't actually and we kind of know what our ultimate goals are, like buying a home and stuff like that, upgrading our vehicle with cash and all of that. But we haven't actually sat down and made a plan for that, and a realistic, like, well, this is how much we bring in, this is how much we need to save each year to make it happen type of thing. So I would like to do that and do kind of a 5-year plan for our future with Anthony this year. So that is for the financial goal. The relationship goal was to have a family game night once a week. I had mentioned that the kids traded off being sick and we were gone for competition weekend, and it just didn't. We think we had one game night where everyone was healthy. We were able to make it happen. So going into May, my goal for May is to make that happen. I want to have one a week, and usually it's going to fall on the weekends, but it doesn't really matter what day it is as long as it's once a week. And it doesn't even have to be a night. It can be like, let's wake up in the morning on Saturday and just play games together. So that is the May goal for that. And then the last category is homeschool, and I wanted to finish our human body science lesson and do a field trip. We did both of those things. We finished human body and we went to the Mariners game. We took the train to the Mariners game and did a field trip there, which is not like the most educational field trip. It's not like going to a museum or something, but they still learned a lot, like how trains work, and like they helped with the whole like digital tickets that we had to get and the logistics of that, and figuring out like how quickly we needed to get back to the train after the game. And then they learned a lot about the actual game of baseball, because like Anthony and I love baseball and we love watching the Mariners when we can. It's like there's so many games you don't really get a lot of opportunity to anymore with 3 kids. But we've played adult co-ed softball before the whole pandemic hit and stuff, and we'll probably eventually get back into it. And so we love the sport, but the girls don't really know a ton about it. So they did get to learn a lot about that and the ins and outs of that. And one of the players threw a ball directly to me, so that made me feel really good. I was like, yes. He like looked at the crowd and I'm like jumping up and down, and he stops and just throws it right to me. So that was pretty cool. And that was fun. It was a really fun field trip. So check on that one. And then for our May goal for homeschool, I want to order all of the curriculum for the next school year. I kind of have some of it already, just like bits and pieces over the last couple months when sales have happened, but I want to get the rest of what we need so that I can go into the summer and the birthday planning months for the kids and have like homeschool already taken care of. And hopefully like maybe my June goal will be to have it all like put together and planned and like completely done. We'll see how that goes. But for May, I just want to actually order it all. So that is how April went and what my May goals are. Please share yours down below. I'm always loving to read what you guys hope to accomplish each month, and we can be each other's cheerleaders for that. If you're not subscribed already, please make sure you do that and cheer me along on this journey. We are all struggling in life and we all go through things. We all go through ups and downs, high points and low points and stuff. So it's nice to be open and honest about that, not put on a front about having this perfect life or anything, because that's definitely not the case. But to have that support system both ways to be able to get through all of that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, but for now, remember to stay humble, be kind, and I will see you next time, hopefully twice a week.
Jump into the